Hey, welcome to Plastic Profiles.
Whoa, look at that. Were you baking some bat muffins?
I'm ready to barbecue.
Me too.
Let's see if I can get a little full screen. There
See,
we
you
go.
didn't say it right, though. You have to say, I'm ready to barbecue.
I'm barbecuing.
There it is. I think that's an iconic voiceover, man.
Yeah, he really is.
Every time you think of Batman, I think now of worship.
Pray to me,
Rachel.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Not everything.
That's not my diagnosis. Sorry, I just that comes in there too. Cillian Murphy is amazing.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my friend Killy Murphy.
Yeah, Killy. I meant to have the hat on backwards for the full barbecue. Anyways, this is Plastic Profiles.
Yes, it is.
I am one of your hosts. I'm Agent Chuckles, and with me, as always,
Steve the Writing Dad. What's going on?
Steve the Writing Dad. Yep, thank you.
I like how you did that. That looked really good. Almost
well,
like
you know.
Room. We got it.
You went the other way.
No, I didn't.
Did you? Yeah, you're going the wrong way.
No. Am I? On my screen. On my screen.
All right, we'll go the wrong way just for once. There we go. We made it happen. Digital high five. And that is 4 minutes and 37 seconds into recording. All right, good job.
Your time. Thank you.
Yeah. So you might be asking, why all the barbecue talk? Well,
yeah,
why? Because today is barbecue.
Boom, boom, boom.
And as an additional treat to you chuckleheads.
Oh shoot!
Is that going to catch on?
Oh, I like.
Maybe
it.
not. I don't know. We'll see. Probably to you plastic profilers.
No.
Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of people spying on.
Yeah, it sounds icky. We don't want that. No.
And I am lagging there. Hey, I'm back. Okay. I said some awful things. All right. So today we have barbecue, the resident G.I. Joe firefighter. Yes, the additional treat for you folks, if it didn't come through for you chuckleheads, is I will not be guiding you through this particular tour.
What?
No, I will not.
Oh my goodness.
It's actually surprising you don't know. Guiding you through this particular is our very own Stephen the Writing Dad.
It's me.
It's going to take it away.
It's me.
Before we do that, let's tell you a little bit about what we do here on the. This is really super annoying on the Plastic Profile Show. Yes, kids, you know what to do. Get ready at home. So we review the classic G.I. Joe character file card, and then we review the corresponding action figure that goes with that file card. And then we look at the modern day classified retro classified, if they have one, interpretations, and compare the vintage figure with the classified figure to determine which of those two figures is more like the character described in the file card. So we take you through a lot of peaks and valleys, a lot of ups and downs. A lot of information is shared both ways. And
journey, and we thank
you. And this time,
yes,
and this time, Stephen the Writing Dad is going to take us on a little tour, a magic fire truck, if you will.
Oh, I like that.
Learning. Yeah. So we're gonna barbecue. All right, my hands are off the controls.
Oh no,
it's not me anymore.
All right.
Hands will be inside the vehicle at all times.
All right. So, very excited about this one. Okay. Near and dear to my heart. Not that I actually play with the figure, but anyway, this is for barbecue. Okay. As you can see right here, notice. Oh my God, that looks nice if I don't say so myself. So special because your boy was a firefighter. That's me right there with the arrow pointed down. You know, it was crazy. It was weird to find the arrow on scene, but you know, it worked out.
Yeah, good thing you stood under it.
I'm serious, man. It just worked out, man. And here is his file card. So, code name Barbecue. It's listed as a firefighter. File name is Kelly Gabriel. A. I don't know what the A stands for. So we're going to move on. Oh, I like
He seems like an Alan.
I was thinking
Gabriel Allen. Alex?
Gabriel Alexander. That flows.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Okay.
Right,
so his primary specialty, military specialty, is of course fireman. Secondary specialty is infantry, and he's from Boston. Boston. All right, listen, all you Bostonites, forgive my accent, man. I love y'all. Right. If Kelly hadn't joined the GI Joe team, he would have been the 7th Kelly in his district line in his direct line, in the Boston Fire Department. His love for the job is not based on family loyalty or even more general sense of duty. He simply likes riding on the back of the truck with the wind in his face and sirens wailing, lights flashing, and the bells clanging, baby. Being allowed to knock down doors and smash windows with his axe is just frosting on the cake. Barbecue is what you call your basic party animal. He can open bottles with his teeth, pick up quarters with his ears, and wrap his lips completely around the bottom of a Coke bottle.
Oh, Coke. Trademark.
Whew. You may well ask how all this affects his function as the G.I. Joe firefighter. It doesn't. It simply makes him a more interesting fellow to have around. I like it.
Oh, very nice.
Basically, they don't say anything good about his job. They don't say anything bad about his job. He's just a guy. Like,
no.
He's just a guy that's fun at parties right now.
And the thing he likes the most, he can't do because he comes with possibly the chunkiest helmet in the G.I. Joe line.
Yeah.
Darth Vader's like, how's he going to breathe in that thing?
He's like, rookies. All right. Moving on. All right. For the 2 specialties for the price of 1. I hope I did Agent Chuckles proud here. Okay.
I'm excited. Take me on the magic fire truck.
So we're going to do something a little bit differently here. We normally focus on the military aspect. We've had several profiles that we've done that have infantry for one of their specialties. You guys know it, but I'll give you a basic rundown. 22 weeks of 1 station training, which includes basic combat training and advanced individual training. All right. So I had to look this up. 1 station training simply means that they get both schools in one place. They don't have to relocate to another base. It's on the same base. They got it. This is where it's at. They take both training courses.
One-stop shop.
Right. So after your basic training, you do the advanced individual training. Now, this depends on the specialization that you're choosing, but there are, I think, 17 different departments where you can go to after basic training. One of them happens to be the Department of Defense Fire Academy.
Whoa!
Which he goes through. So this is roughly 13 weeks. It's 13 weeks dependent on prior experience, if you have any. So that they have what's called the ACASP, which is oh my goodness, I forgot what it is, and I didn't write it in my notes.
AgentChuckles as soon as possible.
Yes, basically what this is. Okay, what this is if you have any experience, any certifications when you're a civilian. Okay, you do this training program that makes sure you know what you're supposed to know, and then they kind of fast track you through the system. Okay, so you might not spend all 13 weeks here if you have prior certifications, which for me, I'm thinking of family line, Boston family of firefighters. This guy has some certifications on him already. He's grown up in the service, so to speak, even if he didn't serve in the department. And so when you go to this school, there's several things you do. You have to study fire prevention, the fundamentals, and fire alarm communications. That's basically how the fire alarm in a building is going to let you know, and how you can read hotspots all around the building through the fire alarm panel. Okay. Also, when in military bases, if I'm not mistaken, they have like a central unit for each barracks that have the fire alarm system in place. So it would be one station that you go to if you had to respond to any of those rooms or buildings for any particular thing. Like the box, let's say if it's a group of smaller buildings, there'll be one hub for each of those apartments in
Okay.
one place. All right. If that makes
All right.
more sense.
All right.
So yeah, they also, you'll go over firefighting techniques, both used both in the military operations and in the civilian world. Now, for almost anything, and I'll say this from the civilian side of a fire department, we get a lot of our information, a lot of our technology comes from the military. They have the biggest budget, they have the better toys, they have guys that train in this stuff because they get paid to train it, test it, use it out in the field. So then they get it going, then it kind of like trickles down to us, to like your city departments and your counties and things like that. So they'll also learn about controlling and preventing fires in military structures and aboard aircrafts and ships. All right. So cool fact, I have as we all do, we have somebody in our family that serves in the military. So I have a cousin retired from the Navy. My brother, of course, was the Marines. My younger brother, Army Reserves. So anytime that they go on one of these ships, all of them got basic fire training.
Okay.
Because, I guess in a small confined, in an aircraft or an airship where you don't have a lot of resources, you don't have a lot of place to go, there is no getting away, pretty much. Like, you have to make sure you take away that problem, otherwise you're failing, you're escaping.
Right.
You're trained that you're not saving anything. So, everybody has to learn certain tasks, what's expected of them, what they need to go. And it's just basic step by step, of that. They have specialized personnel, which are your firefighters, that strictly focus on maintenance and fire prevention on the ships. But everyone has some sort of training and, like, hey, prep course, of damage.
Okay.
So, and then you'll be able to, they'll teach you how to conduct and supervise firefighting, rescue, salvage, and fire protection operations, and perform emergency response duties in regards to hazmat incidents.
Okay.
So that's hazardous materials. That's a pain in the butt. So that's actually a separate specialty, like in the civilian world. Like, I had to get certified to do that in my county. So I was a hazmat tech, and that's not even a hazmat specialist. Those guys, they go through several more weeks of training, but these are the guys that throw on the suits. If there's like a chemical leak, which in my city that I worked in, we had chemical plants along the river. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's where you should put them.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Right
oh my God, that's a very Simpsons moment. Like, oh, everything is dead. And so that was a requirement for that department, for them, because we had to respond to these places, things like that. So we had to have hazmat training, some sort. Then we had a specialized team of hazmat operators that would go, anytime there was a hazmat incident, they'll form like Voltron, and then they get their separate trailer and their separate tools, and they'll go to wherever they had to go.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
All right. This one is called bearing the cross. So we all see the cross, it's called the Maltese cross.
Okay.
That firefighters wear. Every department, every station, more than likely, every county, they're all going to have their own take on the Maltese cross, because they're going to put it on their patch. So everyone's is a little bit different. But you'll see things like ladders, axes, the fire truck, maybe a hydrant or a helmet involved in that. And little fun history, I wanted to throw that in there, was that the Maltese cross has a long and storied history dating back to the Knights of St. John, also known as the Knights Hospitaller, who originated in the 11th century. These knights were a medieval Catholic military order that played a significant role in the Crusades, and later became a charitable organization dedicated to providing medical care and aid to pilgrims and the sick. Maltese cross became associated with the Knights of St. John's during the Crusades, particularly after they established their base on the Mediterranean island of Malta in the 16th century. Excuse me.
Hmm.
It is said that during the siege of Malta in 1565, the knights displayed exceptional bravery and heroism, and the symbol of their order, the 8-pointed cross, became a symbol of protection and courage. Firefighters adopted the Maltese cross as a symbol of their profession due to its historic association with bravery, sacrifice, service. The traditional firefighters wearing the Maltese cross dates back to the 18th century when firefighting organizations began to form in Europe and North America. The Maltese cross symbolizes the virtues that firefighters aspire to uphold. I believe in this very thoroughly. I think not even firefighters, I think every man at least should uphold to these points. And
Sure.
it's bravery, loyalty, honor, and service to others. It serves as a reminder of the risks and the sacrifices firefighters make in the line of duty to protect their communities. Today, the Maltese cross remains a widely recognized symbol of the firefighting profession, adorning firefighters' helmets, uniforms, badges, and equipment as a mark of their dedication and their valor. So that was a nice little tidbit on that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I do get a little passionate about, firefighting. I'll always have a place in my heart for it. And the men and women who do it. And I will say this might be a little controversial, but there is goodness, let's go back.
What was that?
I said, I will say this, you get a lot of people that don't understand what the job is,
Right.
and it does take a special person to do it well. And there's a big distinction when I say that, because, you have a lot of people that come in thinking that it's going to be a piece of cake. There's high turnover now because a lot of younger people are coming in, or anybody just trying to get a job, and the guys that have the passion for it, that love what they do, it stands out. So cheers to you, brothers. All right. Now let's get into the fun stuff. All right.
Toys.
The toys, baby. All right. So this is the packaging for the 1985 barbecue. I am not an expert here. Okay. So if there's any tidbits, Mr. Man.
We'll cut them out. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know any of the background information on any of this stuff. All I'm going to say is, here's the cover. I like
that. That's perfect.
It looks great. All right. So here's the cover. I like the art very, very much. I didn't do any other research on who actually did the
art. Yeah, no, it's fine. We just have, I think in episode 1 we universally agreed these were all Hector Garrido, even though I don't believe they all are Hector Garrido, but they're all awesome and he's awesome. So
there it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Say less.
Let me ask you this though.
Great, buddy.
Before we actually look at the actual figure, based on the depiction of barbecue there, where do you keep your spiked knuckle axe when you're fighting fires? Because I guess you need to have it handy so you can punch anybody that's in your way, right?
The thing that was hard about that was anytime I go to reach for it, because I would have it in a sheath on my leg, right? Sure. Anytime I go to reach for it, it'd be blinding, zero visibility. So my hands will always wrap around the spiked knuckle part.
Oh, wrong handle. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it was terrible. And then when I tried to flip it up, I have the axe side up, right? I don't even want to tell you what I lost, man. Sad times, bro.
Yeah.
Sad times.
Okay, please continue
about it. All right. So on the cover card, on the actual picture, you see him. He has his little axe spiky thing. I'm calling it a hatchet because
I guess it is.
It looks like he's wielding it with one hand, and with the brass knuckles, that's a hatchet. I'm gonna go with that. He has his little helmet, which is his whole face. That's his head. He doesn't move from there, and a little pack in the back, right? And we'll get into that later.
I got another question. So, is there anything resembling any real life in this picture before we get to the toy?
Okay, so
Or were you going to bring that up later? If you're going to cover that later, then I can wait. I'm just curious.
now I was going to cover that just a little bit later. Why don't we get into the figures?
Keep,
and you'll see why. Like we'll get into that.
Take me away.
Okay, so this is 1985. That's the barbecue breakdown. Now, there's a reason why I only listed 2 items here. Okay. If you look at the figure, obviously he has, little straps on the legs, right?
Right.
Okay. He has a little thing on his arm. He has a little plate on his chest. Okay. But you see him with the knuckles and the flamethrower, because I have never seen a bottle, SCBA bottle, ever, which is that looks like that has a nozzle attached to a gun. Because that's what he's holding.
So let me put this in a different way, because I think you're answering what I had first in my thought. So I saw that and I go, flamethrower, rookie. That's not a flamethrower. That's a flame suppressant thing. But you're saying, no, dummy. No fire suppressant looks like that. It can only be a flamethrower. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Now, not that I've never that it can't. I'm sure that it looks like an insecticide if they want to go around with that thing.
I'm sure he cropped us in that suit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that would fit. But in my mind, yes, he's a firefighter, right?
Right.
But at the same time, you're also in war, man.
Right.
What are you doing? If a cobra attacks you, right? And you have your fire suppressant,
right?
That doesn't work like it does on TV. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Suck all the oxygen out of their body with it.
You're gonna get somebody really mad. Here,
open up.
So I'm going with flamethrower. I can be completely wrong. If anybody knows any better,
no,
feel free.
Look, you're the expert. As far as I'm concerned, you've actually done the job. And if this doesn't look like, and this is 100% where I was going with my question before, that you've identified it, that it cannot, in your experience, I'll caveat with that. In your experience, that cannot be a fire suppressant, that it must only be a fire shooter.
Another thing that gets me with that is, you have 3 tanks,
right?
Each of them are a different size. So now, okay, where's the tubing that's leading to his mask, right? Because it doesn't, unless they developed a technology, which G.I. Joe can, G.I. Joe, that it automatically attaches to a ring in his suit. Where is he getting his air from? There's no connecting hose, nothing. If there would have been something like that, then I would have taken the pack and be like, okay, no, maybe it's a double function. Maybe, they rigged some, oxygen bottles, air bottles, excuse me, next to some class A or B suppressant. So I could have got on board with that, but I don't see it. Like it's just not there, So,
well, I am super excited to see if Classified can improve that at all. That's great.
Yeah. So back to the legs, though. He does have straps around his legs. They look like they have pouches, that they have pouches in them, which would make sense as a firefighter. You always are encouraged, very much so, to carry tools, hand tools. Screwdrivers. You just never know, like little tidbits in the pockets. Like me, myself, in my gear, I had a full set of Allen keys that attached to sockets. Then I had a full set of sockets, miniature ones, which had screwdrivers in it. I had duct tape. That's a must. I had some door stops in my pocket as well. So these are things that you learn to carry
Hmm.
Especially if you've been in there for a few years. You start
Right.
realizing this is what you need to have in your pocket. So I would imagine that those are filled with little tidbits here and there that
Okay.
he'll carry. All right. There seems to be like a little patch on his arm that looks like a temperature read of some sort, which
Hmm.
that's possible. Like we would maybe not the temperature read, but it would change colors on
Okay.
you. Okay, it would turn black if you're getting too hot, if it reached a certain temperature, it could be something along those lines that he has there. Now, the piece on his chest, that reminds me, that looks like some sort of respirator unit.
Okay.
Okay, that piece on his chest. And I try to look at it as closely as I could. It looks like the back of an SCBA bottle where all the gears are, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what that looks like to me. Whew, I feel like I'm droning on, man, but I'm rocking,
No,
man.
no, that's good. Well, it's either that or it's hot chocolate in the front, right? Like he's
Yeah.
Saint Bernard.
Listen, everybody needs a pouch of cocoa. Okay,
Dumb.
marshmallows,
Yeah.
right? Fire guy gets into a
Right.
fire, says, "Let me throw this on my flame thrower or suppressant," and there you go.
All right.
I probably should have went to this, right?
No, this is good. This gives us a better shot of his keg on his chest.
Right. So you see on the back, and I'm going to start with the back. I don't see any attachments there. Like he has, so that black piece that comes out here, usually that goes underneath the helmet. That's like called the Nomex mask. Okay. And that helps keep your insides from burning. Okay. Like your ears, your hair, your neck, especially, because that can be a pain. People miss that. That keeps it from burning to getting too badly burnt. That's a layer of protection. So I see that. I don't see anything else. The mask himself, for anybody who's ever worn an SBA mask or any type of mask, helmet, long term like that, that being your only headwear, yo, man, you a special type of somebody, because those things suck. I'm telling you now, they suck. They limit your visibility to something terrible. Breathing through it, you do sound like Darth Vader. In whatever mask you are in, you will sound that, because all you hear is the sound of you sucking back the air, and it's positive pressure going in. So as soon as the air is just going right into you, man.
Okay.
So you hear that the firefighter hears down. You hear that type of thing. So I would imagine he has a mic built in somewhere. All right. So now on the chest piece, right there, that reminds me of the bottom of an SCBA bottle, especially the brand that we use, which was MSA. That right there, you have your regulator, your bell, all the components that'll let you know, like, hey, this is how much oxygen you have. If you're running low, my alarm is going to ring, and you need to, get out of there within such and such time.
Okay. Right. All right.
Well, that's what that looks like there. Still no air bottles. I don't see anything attached to it unless the back was attached, and then it works with the whole suit. And that's just crazy talk to me. All right. The back, again, you don't see anything. The front, that was it. These suits are heavy. They are not comfortable to wear. It's not easy. It's not everyday wear for you, for anybody. You do it if you're doing a tour. I always skip ahead because I'm babbling.
We're excited.
If you're doing a tour, and if you're just hanging out, some departments will allow you to wear at least your bunker pants. That's stuffy, bro. That's another 30 pounds, just the turnout gear, not including the pack or your tools. Now here's the classified barbecue packaging. I'll tell you, I like this one. Just it pops. That pops to me right off. So you see, he has a little bit more stuff that he comes with here, but the art is what I want to talk about, man. This deserved its own slide, even though I didn't do it. But that art is badass. Any firefighter worth his salt wants a picture like that on his wall. he wants to be in that. Like, that's me. Yeah. Coming out of the flames, like just doing this thing.
Yeah.
I loved it. It resonated with me. Awesome. Right. No.
I can add a little bit. That's done
Please,
by
please.
John Chang,
Yeah.
Chiang, and he actually his autographed. You can find that poster. It's what is it? Is it 11 by 17, 11 by 14, something like that.
Mhm.
You can still find them on eBay, and oftentimes they're autographed. You can see the little scribble in the corner. That's his autograph.
Nice.
But you can find, so you got to look close because you can see on his uniform has got the red there.
Mhm.
They also do the Mad Marauders, formerly known as Slaughter's Marauders. You'll
Oh,
see blue or green there. So,
okay.
whichever one you want, just make sure you're finding the right color.
Gotcha. Before I go any further, I've been remiss. All of these images come to us courtesy of 3D Joe's
The classic
OMG
images.
jingles. But we appreciate you. So, all right, let's move on to his breakdown. Okay. We're gonna call that a battle hatchet.
Battle
Okay.
hatchet.
Yes, this one is actually they actually scaled it down. I think with the first figure, they wanted him to have an axe, but they wanted him to be cool and ready to break somebody's face. So they put the axe in the handle, and this one is an actual hatchet. It's shaped like a hatchet. It doesn't have the pick in the end of it. You can hold it with one hand, wield it with one hand, and it has the guard over it with the knuckles. All right, so
Okay.
he's a fancy boy. And then he has the actual pickhead axe. So the pickhead axe has the long spiky thing at the back that's used to break down sheetrock, plywood, whatever you can, usually on roofs as well. That held me in place a couple of times. Anybody going up on a roof, any firefighters out there, you stick that pickhead axe in, man, that's your foothold. It helps. So
cool.
So he also has that again with this unit. Immediately when I see this, I see that's a bomb, like or a rocket pack, something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's throwing out flame. Like that thing is, so again, I go with flamethrower. He has a little gun here, I don't know, man. For me, it was a flamethrower. It probably could be because I am not an expert by any means. There's always new stuff, old stuff that I've never seen. Whatever. For me, flamethrower. My mind, flamethrower makes him even more of a guy. Yeah. Not only can I put out the fire, I can start it too, baby.
I just put out your fire. Oh, well, yeah, I'm glad you did your job. Oh, yeah? Let me put some back.
I'm going to start this.
Get the next guy to help you.
Yeah.
Now, I think in world, I think it's supposed to be some different types of suppressants in the different tanks. So, like, one's got foam and one's got maybe, I don't know what, a powder. I don't know what else you would use.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I think in world, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Again, that's
cool. No, but that's what we do here is we look and see, we're using your expertise to show that, Hasbro made a cool looking toy, but there's no way this can do what they think it does.
Yeah.
Or at least they haven't yet in your experience.
Yeah. I guess you could. The only problem that I would have, the only problem I see with that is looking at the back of the gun. So anytime you have a nozzle like that, right, you have the injection port. That's what the back of that looks like. He has where it's the coupling, where it's going to attach to the hose.
Right.
My thing is the hose itself. Okay. So now what different types are you using? Are they going to suppressant do you use? It all has to go out through that same hose. The diameter of that thing is going to be tiny in order to put out the pressure that it needs to get out. Right?
Okay.
So what's in there? Is it going to clog? Does it mix bad with the other stuff? It just, for me, in my mind, there's just a lot of stuff, and I'm overthinking it way too much.
No,
but look,
if there's one show on this crazy thing we call the internet that overthinks the tiniest little things. Get this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is for me. I don't see it. I have in my mind, I have to call that a flamethrower, you know. So yeah,
Sure.
I do see what you're saying, like the different units, and it's possible where if there was a dial, you know, you would switch over to the different
Right.
things. But again, my mind goes to, because I'm familiar with how these things function.
Right.
If it's all going through the same access point, something's gonna get gummed up. You know,
Yeah.
something is gonna get gummed up there.
Yep. Do better, Hasbro. I'm just kidding. I don't really mean that.
I love the passion though.
Gah!
So
Trash.
other than that,
emoji.
this time he has a holster for his little gun. On the other figure, I forgot to mention, he has like a little protrusion apparently that the gun attaches to, like the long nozzle of that attaches to. So he actually has a holster for it. He also has another patch on another thigh strap on the side, which looks like it has a pouch of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now his and we'll go to this next one because he looks pretty cool with this stuff.
Action shots.
That's right. We'll go to that. So I don't know if you can see my cursor here on my. Okay, well, on his chest, again, that looks like a regulator unit.
Okay.
You know, that looks like a regulator unit right there. Where's the air? You know what I mean? Like where?
I don't think we can see air, sir.
Yeah, see, that's. All right, you got it.
Right. No. I'm with you.
No, so with packs, with SBA units, all right, and that's what I thought that was. That's what the best thing that I can say is a regulator, some sort of air regulator. Okay, but with SCBA units, they're worn on the back. They have a bottle that's a 30. Most places will, because of the size of the bottle, is 30 minutes. Okay. They make larger bottles. Okay, but again, that's more weight. Most departments out here typically use a 30-minute bottle. Even with the sleekest of packs, that thing sticks out. You know, that pack is your lifesaver. You know, that pack has 2 holes because you have the high pressure coming out of the bottle. Okay, then it has to go through the regulator, through the gauges, in order to come out where it's still positive pressure, but it's low pressure. Okay. Right? And it attaches to your mask filter so you can breathe in the air. It's not oxygen inside of these tanks. That's a big no-no. Okay, because oxygen is flammable. So we don't want to carry oxygen. All right? We carry just regular air in the back. And I know I'm harping on it. I just don't see it. You know, I don't see where the air is. So now he also has the really thick gloves. Yes, we need those. That's absolute, because your ears, your digits, those are the things that get burned first. You know, any appendages, you know, anything that sticks out, those are the things that tend to get burned first. I've had some really bad burns along my ear here. And then one time my opened because my jacket wasn't affixed to my thumb because the strap had broken. I had a little space here, and I had some melted goo from the ceiling come down and get my hand. Sucks, you know, and that's just basic. I cursed. Did I say?
It's all right. I've got a beep for you.
I
call it the Steve beep.
No, it's the firefighter-ness coming out. Blame it on that.
Steve has just been fired from the show. Just wanted to let everyone know that's it. Do not expect.
And we're done. It was nice while it lasted.
Yeah. Pick it up.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah.
I will do better.
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. So gloves were
Yeah.
not in place, and you've gotten burns in your ear and
Yeah,
your
and
wrist
so
area.
you want to stay covered up, and this guy got that nailed down. Like he's
Mm.
this dude
Yeah,
is not an inch of
yeah.
him showing anywhere.
No, no, you can't even tell he's human, really.
No, no. He also seems to have some sort of armor plating over the top of him,
Mm.
that over his shoulders. Cool, I guess. If it's metal, then the dude that's kind of counterproductive to me if you're going to be in
Right.
hot spots all the time. But maybe it's a ballistic thing. Who knows? So again, with the patch on his arm, I tried to
Right.
get it close, but we're gonna go with a temperature gauge or whatever.
Yeah, it looks pretty much the same as the classic one.
Yeah, it does.
Just kind of updated.
Yeah,
It's cool.
that's basically it. It just, a little sharper. That's all.
Okay. All right.
All right. So I'm gonna put this on you. Are
Okay.
you ready?
All right.
What? Because is it that time? Yep. Who
Who wears
wears
it
it
better?
better?
All right. So you put it on me. Well, I'm going to take that and put it back on you because I have in my mind who I
What?
think.
What?
Yeah, right back at you. Right back at you. Don't forget who's boss. No. No.
Right.
Because I don't I've eaten up what you're saying about what he not about what he should look, but I'm gonna get to that, but more about what he's missing.
Mhm.
And I like that. Um, but I want to hear what you think is more accurate to the file card. And then I'll make my call on that. I have one in mind,
Uh-huh.
and I'm pointing at it
Yeah. I can
for
see.
posterity's
I
sake.
already got you. I knew. No.
No,
Nah.
no, no. I'll say it. I'm leaning towards the original one. I don't know that they've updated enough on the new one, but I'm curious what you say, what you
Okay.
what your take is on it.
All right. I am gonna go.
Because you very rarely go vintage.
I do.
I think I remember you went vintage with Storm Shadow, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe Breaker, because Breaker was a special. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think it was those two, and I think the rest of them you're classified. You're marching to the classified drum. So I'm curious.
Yeah. Well, put one in the column of the original, okay?
Oh, okay.
Because the retro. Here's and again, because it kind of like, all right, I get it. You're a firefighter.
Mm.
Cool. You have a uniform on. There's really, it's just craziness to me. So the retro figure, I can believe that one a little bit more. You
Okay.
know, okay, just I can believe that one a little bit more. I feel like his, it doesn't. I don't like the musculature of the arms of the classified version of it.
Okay.
Because in my mind, you're wearing turnout gear. You want the layers. The
All
reason
right.
behind that particular technology is that yes, you have the layers that are protecting you, but you have a space in between the layers which catches heat as well to keep it off of your skin.
Right.
If it is that skin tight where I can see your biceps flexing, I I don't know, dude. Like I don't know how that's gonna work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's not gonna protect you. Also, I know that tank back there is super heavy.
Mm.
Okay,
Right.
that's going to be heavy. Think about having to carry that on your back. My SBA unit was again about 40 pounds, full of
Mm.
air. He
Right.
has 3 bottles on that sucker.
Right.
Okay, that's heavy. Along
Right.
with the back plating, that's heavy. Then you're going to throw on a metal shoulder brace, whatever that thing is. You lost me, man.
Right. Right.
You really did lose me on that. The only good thing I like about this one is the gloves, and I like that he actually has a holster for the thing instead of fusion. That's it. I was actually disappointed with the classified figure. Like, I was hoping for a better update, better. And I understand as a firefighter, like, what do you do? our image of a firefighter looks nothing like this, right? So
Sure.
how do you militarize it, and how do you make it look like he's an action star too? You know,
Right.
you have to give him something along these lines. So I'm not hating on the guys at Hasbro. They did the best they could. I'm not a fan of the figure. So I am gonna go with the classic retro version.
To be fair, that's Destro's body. So they didn't really try very hard.
You know what? I take back everything I ever said about you.
Yeah. Hasbro, you son of a. Yeah. No, and so that's interesting. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page on this. I feel like I understood the assignment, as it were. So I think the consensus, and yeah, I'm going to speak for the entire fandom, is with the classified figure. I think most people just wanted a unhelmeted head.
Yeah.
They've seen him in the cartoons,
Right.
you know, and I've just got to do this right over here, you know, with his Pepperidge Farms, you know, Bartles and James, whatever voice. But you know, yeah, it's but that's interesting to hear. So if they were going to say, Steven the Writing Dad, we here at Hasbro really want you to take this barbecue figure we've released, and we want you to do a more realistic take on it, but we also still need some of that action flair. So what would be give me two things you would change instantly to make it more realistic, but also still have flair?
I would definitely take away the helmet. That particular style of helmet.
Okay.
That kills your visibility. You need visibility because you go, no matter, you know, and again, unless those are like infrared night vision, you know, I see through smoke and everything, that is completely useless.
Okay.
Take it away right now.
Okay.
So
helmet redesign. All right. What's next?
Helmet redesign. I would do, if you had to, if keeping the musculature was a must, right? Because you still want to make them tough. All right. Okay, fine. We get on board with that. Some new thermal technology, you know, okay. Take away the metal breastplate. They have ballistic vests that weigh close to nothing, that can stop heavy duty round, not heavy, you know, artillery, but you know, they can stop 45.
Right.
Okay? The reason I know this, because I was also a SWAT operator and medic, so I had my stuff, and I'd wear that vest anytime. Okay? It was easy, it was light. I had my gear attached to it, but it's easy, it's light, it doesn't weigh you down like that.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't have the heavy plates. It was polymer plates. It was fantastic. So I would do that. Maybe give him an option of switching out, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because if you are an operator of some sort, if you do see action, you're going to want that there. So make him, you know, chest plate or whatever. Take away the tank. Just take that away, because the tank is a
You're
must.
talking about the front tank or the back?
So they have to make a choice.
Okay.
So either the back tank stays, right?
Okay.
And then there's some clarification on whatever it is. Like, okay, well, this is it. Fire suppressant, you know what I'm saying? Because he can't go into a facility because he doesn't have all the water, like a water truck coming in, you know.
Okay.
That's all he can do.
Right.
So, but then here is where I have an issue, because what is he breathing? You know, that filter is going to work like triple time, and that filter is going to give out, especially if he's in the type of hazardous environment that he's going to be in. So the only way that works, if it's a actual open air filter, drawing air from the outside, filtering in, and then he breathes that filter, that it just, again, way into it. But I'd pick one, you know, one or the other, and you know, either he has it or he doesn't have it, you know. If if you're going to go that route, let the mask be it.
Yeah.
Let the mask be it, if that's the route you're going to take. But I like the idea of having him, switch out of a ballistic fiber, or if the outer pockets of what he's wearing, if that's going to be one cohesive unit, then like differentiate the color.
Okay.
A little bit. Okay, this is what I got. I'm packing. I'm ready to go. He's ready.
Right.
He can go down the fire. Keep the axe. I like that. That's his signature piece. That's pretty cool. Maybe I don't know. I wouldn't give him a gun because but if you're going to send him into action, he needs a gun.
Right.
Anybody has ever worn fire gloves before, you're not fitting your finger into the trigger. This is just not going to happen.
Right.
That's something too clumsy. It's not going to work. Your dexterity is severely limited with that. But that's it. It's helmet. Get rid of that thing. Pick one.
Right. Did you see a
I
thumbs
saw
up
the thumbs up emoji. I was like, I thought you did it. I was like, oh
no,
thumbs up emoji. That's pretty cool.
I did not do that. I didn't know what that is. Is it something I do here? That's weird.
What did I do? Did I do that? Nope.
I guess Mr. StreamYard agrees with you.
Yeah. Hey.
All right. Well, that's great. Cool. So, have you got anything left in the old presentation?
Nope. That was it.
All right. Well, we'll go back to this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome, Steve. Great job with that. Great job. I really think you nailed it there. We've torn down what those clowns at Lame Bro have just determined to. No. No. Look, we love all G.I. Joe figures
absolutely
equally. Some more than others.
Yes, obviously.
But we love them all, old or new. They're all awesome. We're just trying to determine, we're just going by the fiction, the stories they give us, just see which toy makes better sense based on that.
Because
we've determined
we can do that.
And we've determined that the vintage barbecue is better.
Yep.
Well, so now that we've done that, now we have a little something called Casting Call. So our graphics are going to look a little different for this particular casting call because Steven did the slide. So, so I'm not going to make a slide with one guy's face on it or girl's face. But what our casting call is, we are still looking at the classic G.I. Joe figure, and we look at that birthplace. We're looking at where he's from. We got Boston, Massachusetts. So in this case, we're going to pick an actor or actress if we think that they can do it.
It could be.
If we think they're best for the job from that area and cast them in our fan movie to play that particular character. So again, barbecue is from Boston, Massachusetts. So we have to pick somebody from Massachusetts unless we don't.
Okay.
That's
right. We do what we need to do all the time.
So I'm going to go first.
Ooh.
So I'm going to share my screen.
Are we going to have the same person?
I don't know. It's possible.
It is possible. Oh, I
Bill
love
Burr.
It. Yeah.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
I think he could be a party guy. He could be, he's done the firefighter thing before in movies. So he's got that experience. And I think barbecue is portrayed as being of the ginger persuasion in the cartoons, and I think he could knock it out. Now maybe he doesn't have the physical stature, but it's not the size of the dog; it's the size of the fight in the dog.
Oh, I like that.
I said that right. Yeah. All right. So we can remove that. All right. Who do you got?
I got share screen. My man.
Nope, wrong one. There we go.
It's gotta be. It got to be.
Guys, I'm super serious. I'm gonna be in that movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be G.I. Joe. Man. No, Mark, you're gonna be barbecue. Who the heck is barbecue?
What do I get barbecue? Do I get to show my face in that?
I want to be GI Joe.
So,
You are a GI Joe. I want to be the GI Joe. There's only one GI Joe, and there's a bunch of guys in GI Joe. I don't understand what you're saying to me right now. Say hello to your mother for me. I've never tried a Mark Wahlberg impression before. I'm gonna give myself a hat tip on that one. I don't think that's too bad. I don't think it's too bad. I think that's great. You know, he's got the stature.
I love Mark Wahlberg, man. He's a funny dude. You know, from what you see him in, he could do the comedy, he can do the seriousness, he can do the action. You know, yeah, I think he'd be good. I think yours is if you're doing a barbecue centered movie, you get Mark Wahlberg. If you're doing an ensemble, you get Bill Burr. Yeah. True enough. Yeah.
Say hello to your mother for me. I saw a meme today. It showed a picture of Mark Wahlberg running through the streets, and it said, "Oh gosh, what was it? Something to the effect of, oh, this is awesome podcasting. Something to the effect of, they're hiring for a crooked cop movie, and then it shows him, running after it, in Boston, a Boston crooked cop, and he's just like, I gotta get there.
He's good in there.
Oh, that worked out well. That's a good joke. Yeah. So anyways, so that's Casting Call. Now we go to our newest and greatest and latest segment. On his social medias and on his website, you can find full-length advice, lessons from Stephen the Writing Dad. But for us, he just gives us the tip.
Hi guys. So the other day, I have 4 children, 2 older boys, 16, 14, my little girl, 5, and my little baby, he's 4 years old. Now he's a rough and tumble little boy. Okay, my youngest, he's a rough and tumble. He loves it, he likes it, whatever. What I notice is that my older sons play with him as well. They play rough and tumble. They play around. Everything is safe as children can be, which is important, But it hit me that the reason why they're so open, the reason why they play with the 4-year-old in the safe, rough and tumble way that they play with him was because that's something that they were taught. They learned it from me. I learned it from my father. And it was a way of connecting. I learned how to play fight. It helped me mature in a lot of ways. And that's how I show my affection with my boys. Now, whether you play that way with your kids, whether you don't, the message is they're going to imitate what they learn from you. When they show love to someone else, it's going to be imitating the way you showed love to them. Always keep that in mind because they need the best from us. Continue doing the awesome job that you're doing. It's necessary.
All right. Sage advice from the Writing Dad. Well, that does it for us here today. I hope you've enjoyed Plastic Profiles. I know I sure have. I've learned a bunch. Thank you again, Steve the Writing Dad. You're going to be doing the next 4 or 5 episodes. All right. Thanks, guys.
That's his job. He's the magic guy.
No, that was very well done. I'm very impressed.
Awesome.
You knocked it out of the park. Love that enthusiasm and the knowledge.
Oh, awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody. Catch you next time. Yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe, guys.